Ain't no love in the heart of the city. The city, ain't no love in the heart of the...
Double dino on a microphone.
Hey guys, welcome to Belly Hanging, your bestest climbing podcast by two very average climbers. My name is Pete.
My name's Danko.
And we are in Font. This is the second Font episode, Font special. It's incredible. We're having such an amazing time. How are your fingers?
Beautiful.
Yeah?
Beautiful.
We've been climbing so much. Are they actually beautiful?
Yeah, I've seen them like this before.
So I woke up this morning and I've seen Dan's looking very perplexed at his fingers. A little bit.
You've looked like this before.
I came downstairs this morning and my fingers are in shambles. Well, they're all right. I've got one massive, what was a blister on my... What's that finger called, Dan? The one that you flip the bird with? Yeah. Index. No. That's the pointer. Is that the index?
It's just shit.
It's the middle finger.
Swear at people with?
The middle finger of your five fingers, mate. If you count your thumb as a finger. If you count your thumb as a thumb and your four fingers, then it's the second finger. If it's a thumb, it's a fifth. What? Anyway, I've got a big blister on top.
You came downstairs.
Came downstairs. You and Ben were looking very handsome. Sat at the bar with your coffees. I poured myself a coffee and you just said, "Hey Pete, look what I've been doing." I was like, "How are your fingers?" And you were just like, "Yeah, they're good. Look what we're doing." And you guys were just putting your fingertips on your coffee cup. This is boiling hot black coffee in thin ceramic cups. And you're basically just burning the tips of your fingers. And I was like, "Oh, why are you doing that?" He's like, "It's just good for your fingers, isn't it?" So I sit down, I have my breakfast, finish it off. I'm like, "Oh, I'll just do it for a little bit." Doing it. It's really hurting me. Like, really burning my fingers. Like, ow. It's really hot, man. It burns my fingers. And I go, and someone asked me what I'm doing. I was like, "Oh, Dan just said it's good for your fingers." Science, innit? I look at Dan and go, "So Dan, what's good about this? Is it just killing the nerves? Is it just strengthening it, or just massage it? Does it feel good?" And what did you say?
I think I said it will teach your fingers to know what pain really is.
You said the rock won't hurt after this. So we've just been damaging our fingers.
But your cup was a pussy cup as well.
My cup was a bit thicker than your cup, to be honest, and it was hurting me.
Ours was straight out the kettle.
You were basically just dipping your fingers in it.
Really hurting. And it works. I'm not saying I'm recommending it to people.
Yeah.
You know, you stick your fingers on a really fucking hot piece of stuff for a while. Grab a rock. The rock feels lovely.
Your fingers, yeah. Glaze them, man.
No, it's just that memory bit. It's like the rock feels better than that did.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
So grab the rock.
Keep hold of it.
Beautiful.
You could let go of the cup. You chose not to. Don't let go of the rock.
Oh my god. So last time, before we split up, so we've done episode 1 of the Font season series, whatever. And this is episode 2, and we left you 2 days ago, and we'd just done a massive orange circuit, loads of mass. It was amazing. Still look back at it, and that was such a great day. But now we've had 2 more days, and honestly, it's so hard to choose my favourite day
of anything.
So far.
It's
everything's so different, anything. But it's so great, and we have such different approaches every day. Some days is like just pure volume. Some days we're slightly pushing things. Some days we just want to do mad shit. It's just incredible. So should we start with yesterday?
Well, we haven't scratched the surface of anything.
No.
It's just...
So, first of all, Font is magical. Like, every time we're driving up into the forest, we're staying in... Where are we staying?
The house in Tucson.
Tiny little fisher village. Not a fisher village, there's nothing to fish here. But it is a little village. I don't know why I said fisher village. But we drive the same way every day over this beautiful avenue. Ooh. It's got trees on both sides, the avenue. And
no crows,
it's just
no
magical.
owls.
It's just flat fields, and then you just come up to these forest walls, and before you know it, you're in the forest, seeing boulders left and right. Find a parking spot, little 5-minute walk, and you're suddenly in a boulder field every single day, full of the craziest looking rocks. There's always crazy looking rocks. Yeah. I've seen a rock that looks like a snapping turtle. I've seen a rock that looks like a frog, like a real one.
And
that looks like
spaceship?
A frog. One that looks like a spaceship. Yeah.
I saw one that looked like a dildo.
Did you?
Dildo.
Big one.
Dildo.
I saw one, actually, that looked like someone, a bicep doing like
You
a
didn't
curl.
show me that.
It was today. I thought you did. It was on the way
you need
to
say, Dan, I've seen
Charmaine.
I hate you.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were so far ahead, Dan.
But
you're always leading the crew.
Yesterday.
Couldn't find you.
Yesterday we had a late start
Yesterday.
because everyone drank a bit too much Bois.
Everyone had so many booze.
Apart from you. You did well.
I
Good
did
boy.
well. I did real well. I had one beer, right? One beer. Then I got a cup of tea, green tea. Did an hour stretch in my room by myself. Not an hour. Maybe half an hour to 45 minutes. Stretched my fucking arse off.
You're so sensible.
Oh, it was amazing. Came down. Everyone, I was a fucking kite. Everyone was so fucking smashed. You were all around the table, just fucking heads in the air. It was amazing. Was that the night that we had the chili?
It was chilly night.
It was chilly night. Came down.
Yeah, but this is...
Everyone was waiting for food. Tom was in the kitchen. Everyone just looked fucking smashed. And it was so funny seeing the different types of drunks. Some people were just being loud and dead Larry, throwing things around, throwing hats, trying to catch it on their heads, just being really loud. And then the others just sank into their chair and were just like spaced out. It was amazing. And I just walked down.
This is off the back of sending for like 12 hours or something stupid.
We've just been climbing in the heat.
So we haven't even got to the day yet.
Yeah, this is the
So
evening.
we're late for everything, really.
Yeah.
So we decide we're going to go to 95.2.
Yeah, so that's the name of the crag.
Yeah.
And it's on the top of this like hill section of the Fontainebleau Forest.
Oh
which,
man, the approach was like that beautiful walk through part of one of the sand like duny patches bit.
Yeah, and it opened up into. Is it called Hope Plain or something like that? There's a plane where it just opens up.
I don't think that's that. Sam said that's fucking huge.
Oh, did he?
I think we're going to that tomorrow potentially.
Oh, I hope so, because I'd love to see that.
But
anyway,
we found
the forest
one rock
opens up into.
and it had Harry Potter on it.
Huh?
But we ignored Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, we
the
found
first
a
rock we
climb
came
called Harry
to,
Potter.
and we ignored him. He's like a 7B or something.
Yeah, well, he's a tit.
He's a dick.
He's a little dick. Oh,
Live in a
got
cupboard.
No friend, live in a cupboard. Got no family. He went to Hogwarts, didn't he?
So we should stay there.
Stay in Hogwarts.
So people got a bit worried because around us everything looked ludicrously hard.
Yeah.
And then we just took
far apart.
Yeah. Then we took this walk up to this lovely little hill. Right at the top
of the hill.
Set up a little base camp.
Yeah. It was took a great little photo.
Playground time.
Amazing. Yeah. Oh no, funny thing with the photos, you know. So I asked Will to video me on this little project I had, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'll do it." I don't think I talked to you about this. Poor little Will, man. So he was like ready to film. He was like, "Oh Pete, let me do it on my camera. I've got a great lens. I'll take your SD card out your camera, put it in mine." Put it in his, just as he put it in, I was like, "Oh, but make sure you don't format it. Sometimes when you just ask when you put your card in, it formats the card." And he was like, "Yeah." And I think he clicked format basically just as the card went in, so it wiped all the photos that we'd taken the day before. Not a huge deal. Like, it happens, and I've taken loads on my film cameras, so when we go get those processed, that'll be great. But the poor guy was so, like, apologetic, and the worst thing was, he wasn't sure if he'd done it, so he just put my camera away, and then filmed me on his camera. I just got obsessed with this one climb. I was off the walls, going and repeating it. He obviously wasn't about to be like, whilst I'm in, like, project mode, he'd come up to me and be like, "Oh, Pete, I think your camera," and him being a photographer as well,
he got it.
He understood how much it sort of meant, so he just didn't want to bring it up at all. And then about maybe 2 hours later, I was like, "Oh, where's my camera?" Well, he's like, "Oh, it's in my bag." I was like, "Oh, let me get it." And he was like, "Pete, I'm just not sure. Maybe before they might be gone, the photos or whatever." And I was like, straight away I was like, I could see that he'd been thinking about it, and he'd gone dead quiet. And he hadn't climbed that much, and I was like, as if that was the thing, he should have just straight away. So I said, "Oh man, don't worry about it." I just was like, really, just don't worry about it. Don't even think about it anymore, because he was really apologetic. He got really upset. Like, poor guy, such a nice.
Oh, he's a dude, man.
Because he just understood. But he's a legend, man. And then after that, he started climbing. But he had a quiet day that day, didn't he? Anyway, I think he was so messed up. From his hands.
Everyone's learning things about themselves. Like, you were on that project in that little section. I can't remember the name of the block. Do you remember the name of the climb?
Oh, I've got it. Hang on, I've got it. So 95.4 to 95.2, Project 6B. So it was a 6B traverse. Got it. I wrote. And I called it. No, it's called Petite Twat. Petite Twat.
Did you translate that?
It's called Petite Twat.
Little Little twat.
I think it's called Little Twat. It's
Did you do
petite
it?
and then Toit.
Toit.
Twat.
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 It definitely translates to twat.
Petite twat, little twat.
Tell me about your send on that.
Oh my god! So this is the one that looks a bit like a spaceship, right?
I was the first person to get on that. It said so. That's twat is roof.
Ah, little roof.
Which makes perfect sense.
Yeah, because it is a little roof.
So I was the first person to get on that climb of that entire day.
Yeah. And you got to the crux straight away, did you?
Straight away.
Or did you get round?
All the way round to the crux bit.
Yeah.
And then that battle there.
Yeah, it's a real battle. So
I don't know anything past that. As in, like, that was a fucking.
It was
that so
grinding
beautiful.
bell.
The first bit.
Yeah. So I walked down. I was messing up, doing some like smaller grade stuff up top, and I come down and there's a whole gang of you on it, and straight away I was just like amazed at how like it is so beautiful looks so great for my style. So many heel hooks. In fact, like not even just heel hooks, like leg hooks, like. Because I'm quite good with my hips, getting them nice and high, my legs. I was like hooking all the way up to my knee on this roof, like getting right on top of it, like humping the shit out of it, upside down. It's like, 2 feet off the ground? No, more than 2 feet, like 3 feet off the ground. And it's a long, maybe 2 to 3 meter traverse, 2 meter traverse around a nose. And then I've got a video, so I'll post it up on the Belly Hanging Pod Instagram. I've not got a video of me doing it. I've just got a video of me falling loads. It's the one where you got in my face and you're like, "How did that feel, Pete?" I was like, "Fuck." Yeah, but basically the hard bit of it. So you do all these hooks, and once you've figured out the sequence of that, it's so beautiful. I glide through that bit. You're round the nose, and then suddenly there's no roof anymore. You're on that side of the boulder is just like a flat wall, and it's glassy as everything. At one point, there was a really good foothold that Andy was saying. At one point, that's what people used, but it's so glassy now that it's almost impossible because it's just in the direct sun, that rock, isn't it? Right there. People must just use that for a few other climbs there as well. It's like a little ledge. So instead, you heel hook on like a sloping thing, don't you? It's not really. If you're going to toe it, it would be a good toe hold, but you're not in the position to. You're under it for one, so you heel hook this sort of sloping little nub section, and the key is and you've got to bail yourself up onto the nose, like onto the roof, but as you do that, you really feel like it's like a mixture of a burly mantle where you're sealing, like doing a like seal movement up onto the rock, like your chest is like slapping the rock. But as you're doing it, you want to change your heel to a toe because it just feels like the natural move to do. But as soon as you do that, because it's not that big of a foothold, you just slip straight off. So the biggest thing is getting that heel, sticking it, and then just burling yourself up and getting the burl, like getting every single moment of the burl, like every nudge, making sure you're getting that extra centimetre. As soon as you do, you know those little pumps you do as you're like topping out, as soon as you do one that is like a little bit less powerful than the last or actually gets you nowhere, like, you know, when sometimes you do a pump and it gets you nowhere, it sort of just slips, it all just goes downhill. It just needs to be big. And after doing all that after the traverse, it's just super pumpy, man. But yeah, in the end I got it. Basically took half an hour break, had some lunch, came back, just stormed it, man. Just like powered through, and I felt like barely after it. And that video you got, I sent it to my little brother. It's so nice, like, it's not humble at all, but I sent it to my little brother and he went, "Man, you look like you've got 7 backs," because the sun is just, I'm sweating and it's just like, just grinding through it, and it's just a perfect climb for like a big burly sort of slapping it. It's just awesome. Yeah, so I'll put that on the thing.
That was a very aesthetic looking thing.
Yeah, man, it was great. Awesome. So that's my story of the day. Basically, I wasted myself on that. Absolutely.
I was playing with it, and when I saw you doing that mantle, it was such a push.
Yeah, such a big energy.
Huge push. Like, yeah. And like one of the things that's been amazing about fonts is learning how to mantle, learning how to push out of a climb to top out.
Yeah.
We've never had this volume of it.
Not this volume of topping out, and Font is known for these rounded top outs.
Imagine doing that top out on anything higher than 3 metre.
Yeah, it'd be horrible.
Fucking gnarly.
Yeah, it would be horrible.
It's a good training piece, that, like.
Yeah, actually, really. Shit. Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
Metre up?
It's a metre up. Yeah, like when I say you fall, you literally just plop down on a pad. Yeah. Really lovely.
So it's a good bit to play on.
Yeah, really, actually, that's a good piece of training. Yeah. Just barely, though. It doesn't feel like you're doing anything technical other than the heel hook. You just got to keep it engaged.
So I was playing on that slab with Ben next to it, and like this
big horrible.
It's beautiful rock.
Oh yeah, like at the top, it looks like it's got a spine, like all the little ledges. Yeah, man, literally like spikes at the arete, so right across the top.
5 or 6 climbs in it. I did 2 of them. Ben finished 3 of them. I think Ben finished 4.
How scary is Ben at the minute, by the way?
Oh, he's ludicrous.
So he's insane. He's strong. He's been training like a madman.
He's an elder of Dino Club.
He's an elder of Dino Club, and he's recently, the past few months, become a technical wizard. Like, truly insane. He's doing yellows at the hanger, pinks at the hanger, and now he's learnt slabs, and he fucking adores slabs. He loves slabs now. So he's got all that power, and now he's learning technique in such a quick manner. He's such a beast. It's scary how much he's progressing and how how good he is.
And humble.
And humble.
Lovely,
so
funny,
humble.
And
funny.
To spend time with.
Yeah. He's a truly amazing character, man.
So I was a bit gutted. I wanted to spend a bit more time climbing with him yesterday. Mm-hmm. But he's one of those people that gets caught up in being a gentleman.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's such a humble guy.
Yeah, he really is.
So I went for a little meander to go find what I thought were dinos.
Yeah.
And what I found is that a lot of the things I thought were dinos aren't actually dinos.
Yeah.
There might be like a dynamic move in them.
So why? How come you thought that?
In the book, they've got arrows next to them sometimes. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a dino.
Oh, but the arrow means sort of speed, or
I think
agility,
so,
or something like that, or like move quickly to this next bit.
So I went wandering for them, couldn't find them, but they weren't that. And then there was only one dino that day, which we'll come to, which is a fucking ludicrous.
2 dinos. You found Dickhead Block 3 that nearly killed you.
Nearly killed me as well. Yeah, so that fucking almost killed me. But then I got to spend a little bit of time with Guru Andy.
Oh, did you?
For a bit yesterday.
Oh, nice. What were you trying?
I don't know the names of all of them.
Yeah.
I actually not wrote any. I know which ones are on there. He took me up five white climbs.
Ooh.
So I don't know. They weren't huge grades. I think one was like a 6A.
Man, that's nice. I've only done 1 white since I'm here.
But like,
so I need to.
Some of them were still like, the grades were just in the white circuit.
Yeah.
So the grades were like most like 5C.
Okay, but still.
So it was just a boss time, and these are some of the, and he basically went like, "This climb is, I love this climb. Do that climb."
Okay, he was showing you his pick
favourites. Do that climb.
The pick a mix treat bag of his favourite, because he's just so knowledgeable. So when we first arrived, we asked him because he's here looking after this house for the owners, and he told us that he's been coming to Font every year for the last 20 years.
Yeah,
which is
so
amazing.
we were in Cuisnier. I did not know this until yesterday. You probably know this as well. Like that the German couple that we met.
Yeah.
They asked how much we're paying for the guide.
Oh wow! Yesterday.
No, on Cuisnier the day before.
What was
nighttime forest session.
Oh, okay.
Where Dickhead Block 1, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And he heard them. They said it to him as well.
Oh,
and it's
wow.
like
it just shows his character, doesn't it? That in itself shows his character.
But nonetheless, though, apart from today, because he had friends join him and we had a different type of session, he has been a guide.
Yeah, he has been.
He's what led. So I got the pleasure of spending hour and a half with him. Mm-hmm. Could have spent longer, and then a bit later on, where he showed me that climb, that film. Yeah. And he's just which I'll put on, and it's nothing. I think it gets 5C.
Yeah.
Maybe even lower. I don't even care. It's the most aesthetic climb I've done.
Oh, outside.
Yeah. It's
to
like
date.
To that point.
Yeah.
And it's like someone had set it in the hanger. It's a really thoughtful climb.
I remember you telling me this actually.
It's like how you flow through it.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. I found a lot of that in Font. You find these climbs that you're looking for those movements that we love in bouldering that makes your body just move in a cool way.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
So we spent a bit of time with him, and then we all were. That was it. It was closing time for the day. We're gonna go find a 7A for the boys to play with. Rude boy. And then the 7A plus for us the Dino one, Dino. But then on the way to that, we found the boys playing with, I can't remember, it's Le Fischer or something about cooking, I don't fucking know.
It's not Le Fischer, that's the crack climb.
No, not Le Fischer, it's like Le Faucheur or something.
Oh, right, I see.
Something about fucking cooking.
Okay, that's mad.
And
yeah, it's a massive cave-looking head that's just sort of bombing out the ground. Yeah, really cool.
So that was
on the
recommended
top of a
for
little
them to play with.
Yeah.
We all had this little story, me and my gang, you by yourself, of just meandering through the forest and just finding each other somehow.
I was climbing with Plum, just knocking out some of the... Like, because I'd taken so long on that project, basically, we were a few boulders behind you in terms of actual big boulders. So we were just making our way through the stuff that you'd done. And then Ben came up to me and like, oh, we're all going to head off to this dino now. Do you want to come with us? I was like torn between coming with you guys because I was like, oh, this dino. And then staying with Plum and finishing off this one boulder that we were doing. And I actually, looking back, I'm super glad that I did because the 7A plus dino ended up being the most, like as you'd expect a 7A plus dino to be, a very big project for us. Like if we were to get it, it would have taken... an hour or two of working it out at least just to get close.
Before Zino though, we met the boys at this, whatever the fuck that climb is.
Yeah.
And we're just...
Oh yeah, but anyway, I'm
meandering through the forest.
So Ben asked me, do you want to come with us or stay? And I'm like, oh, I'll stay. You go ahead. And you're like, are you sure you'll be able to find us? I was like, yeah, you just go in that direction. And he was like, yeah, we're going in that direction, but it's like a 5-minute walk. I was like, okay. And then he just went off into the distance and I finished climbing. And then I just ended up deciding to come catch you guys up maybe like 10, 20 minutes later. And I opened a beer up, just started walking into the forest. And about 5 minutes in, I was like, oh man, what have I done? I'm like deep in the forest here and I don't know where I am. Like I've walked out of the boulder field at this point. I'm just looking around and then the path splits into, the big sandy plain and all to the left up a little hill, and I'm like, I'll just go left, I guess. Like it felt more like there'd be maybe big boulders up there, I guess, and it was just a massive guess basically. And then that happened like another 2 times, me just choosing a thingy, and I just ended up seeing you guys. Like I just walked to you guys. And it was so weird.
We did the exact same thing. That's what we're saying is like we literally did that.
So weird.
We just bumped into them on this really random rock that was not where we were going to.
Right. Insane.
So Sam Garrock had just stood in human shit as well at that point. But then on my little meander up, there was this guy with a boulder and mat. Mm-hmm. And I was like, excuse me, parlez-vous anglais? And he just stared at me. And I was like, have you seen Rude Boy? Yeah. And I pretended to climb. And then he just kept staring at me. And then I went, oh my fucking God, you're wearing Hummel.
Oh!
And then he just kept staring at me.
Whoa.
And just stared me down and just kept walking.
He was wearing Hummel?
He was wearing Hummel.
I've never seen Hummel in the wild, man.
I went, Hummel. And he looked even angrier at me after saying that.
Wow, you were obviously
I've got my Hummel shorts on.
Yeah, you were obviously wearing
I thought that would have broke all the language
barrier.
Yeah. And he clearly
doesn't truly wear Hummel. He's just got it on, but he doesn't wear Hummel.
So I've never met anyone else climbing in Hummel.
That is
and
hilarious.
then I meet a Hummel guy.
Oh,
that's
such a shame he didn't just grab you and
maybe
kiss you.
I don't want to meet any of these Hummel people.
Maybe you need to be the forerunner of the new Hummel gang.
Twat.
Because clearly Hummel have got a bad name for themselves within this group.
The boys are doing this real climb, and then we decided to set up another dickhead block rampage.
Yeah, just a reminder for the guys. Dickhead block was the block that me and Dan ran at last week and got the 16B squared. It's basically just a massive running at a rock, stand on a side of a rock and jump to the top of the rock. Yeah. So yeah, you found a third version of that.
Found a third version. It was pretty gnarly. So this was a
sideways one of it.
I think it was a 9A or something.
It must have been at least a 9A.
First 9A in Dickhead Block Lands.
Yeah.
And I've just jump up, I grab it, I realise it's real, it can be done, and Ben does it.
Straight away, Ben's just...
no, he didn't flash it this time. Away.
But,
took 2 attempts, but he got the first ever 9A dickhead block in the world.
And this one was weird, so you sort of have to run slightly downhill, on sand, and then on a rock, like a flat rock that's super polished, that has loads of sand on it. Then you bounce off this sort of boulder. The bottom of the boulder has like this little lip.
You run and jump on a big polished rock, jump dead fucking high.
Yeah,
and try and
but you got to go sideways slightly.
Sideways.
And so we were all trying it a little bit. I was slapping like kind of the top, but not really. You were getting fairly close.
No, man, I fucking grabbed it and went, I've got this now.
Yeah. And
then it just ran straight into
You basically ran straight into the wall.
First.
You slipped up the rock. So you put your foot down, it slipped up, and you went like into the gap of the cave and just rolled. Oh man, and it was so bad.
So painful. That was my left knee,
looked bad.
And it shuddered right into my soul.
Yeah, so you banged your knee against the wall.
That is sore and swollen today. Yeah. And it's bruised.
And your hip, what did you do to that?
So the next go, I went again.
Oh, wow.
So, because Ben hadn't got it yet, and I ran and jumped and hit both knees on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
And then Ben got it, and I was like, oh, I've got to do it now.
Yeah.
And then I just ran straight into the wall again. But on the hip.
And it was the bigger fall, that one.
Yeah, it's the biggest one.
That was the one where you sort of
just
went straight over.
You should stop doing that.
Yeah, and you did stop, which was a good idea, because we weren't even at the dyno yet. So then we walk over to the 7A plus dyno. Find it.
Oh my
God.
And
it is the worst looking thing in the world. First of all, the landing. You're on a hill.
It's so easy.
You're on a hill, like genuinely on a hill. Like the landing has 2 massive rocks on it, like there's a little section, perfect little section for you to land on with a jagged rock in the ground sprouting up. Then there's 2 boulders sort of cushioning it. So basically you're fucked anywhere you sort of land. We got 2 pads and made like a little seat type vibe out of it.
3 spotters at a time.
3 spotters, one person standing on one of the big boulders, the other standing to the left. It's just such a weird setup, man. Such a weird setup.
It was this weird undercling off the 2 most tiny, shittiest feet.
Yeah, the undercling was big.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Sharp and big, though.
It was awesome.
But very big, yeah. But the feet were just so glassy and small. Tiny feet. It's like what you use for slabs, isn't it? That sort of feet.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like where you're looking for tiny little things. And, and then you've just got to... it's hard to put into words, man. Even to hold yourself on those footholds and on the undercling was hard. Like, you were bent-armed, applying a lot of pressure to the undercling and a lot of pressure through your feet. Like, just holding yourself on that was hard. And then bouncing, and then jumping, and then the ledge wasn't a jug. It wasn't a jug, as we know jugs. I'm sure it was positive-ish, but it wasn't a jug.
No one knows.
No one knows. We didn't touch it. And it wasn't a flat wall either. It curved out. So it was like a fat wall.
Long story short, for the dyno world, we could not get fucking... Ben slapped out twice and hit his hand.
Just an
below.
inch under.
And that's the best efforts of the day. Yeah. And all credit to Big Ben, smashing life.
So the thing is, he's just so strong. So instinctive with dynos. Like, a lot of it is, like, when we work at dynos, we work it out, like, very almost logistical.
Yeah,
we work out the hip, the twist, this, that, the foot placement.
He just does it.
He is one of those guys that just instinctively is just good at that. And just, like, bam, a lot of power.
Have you seen his hands?
Massive.
Huge
hands.
His arms huge.
Yeah, he is a strange guy.
He's a huge guy.
Like, he was running around today, completely topless. So today we had a take your shirt off challenge without using your hands, and he managed to do it first and got excited, and he just ran around the field topless. And me and Tom looked at each other. We were like, he looks like a caveman hunting.
He does.
Like, he wouldn't be out of place with a spear in his hand, running at a mammoth. Like, running after a mammoth. He's just such a apex predator. He's got a predator's body. He's just... he runs so fast and massive strides, huge, and his arms are flinging so high up. It's just, it's amazing to watch. It's graceful in the most amazing way.
But yesterday was also Sally's birthday.
Yes, Sally.
So we came back for Becky's birthday after being.
So we failed on the Dino Man.
Great day.
Yeah,
great place to go climbing.
Ben was getting close. Day. He was cutting his fingers up on it.
No one.
And he said 5 more tries. He got a little bit closer on one of them, but at the end of the day, it was boiling. We were at the end of the day. We all wanted to go home because we had a big barbecue.
It was grim, that climb. It's fucking heinous.
It was.
Hard, but so we all came back, had a big, beautiful barbecue.
Huge, it was amazing.
I had a few too many drinks, but not too bad. And a lovely, lovely evening. Andy came round for beers.
And we just played loads of games.
Loads of funny fucking games.
You can tell he's been climbing for years and has hanged around with big groups of climbers because he's got the games
social games.
To back it up.
He was funny.
Playing this clapping game. Also, the best game, though, was this bottle top game where you partner each other up, you draw a line of chalk on the floor, and you've got to, with your partner, get the bottle top as far from the line as you can without crossing the line, and you're not allowed to throw the bottle top. You've got to stay in contact with the bottle top. So it's all these sort of leaning tactics where you're getting your partner basically a foot off the ground, they're stretched out, putting their finger on the bottle top, just pushing it as far as they can, and then you've got to yank them up without them touching the floor. And we had some crazy little ideas. You and Sam had a crazy little balancing thing. Very sexy.
Sex crane.
In fact, what I'll do is get a video of that as well and just chuck it on. Everything will be going on Instagram, so keep your eyes out for that. Definitely worth a look. I was happy with me and Plum on that. For Plum being so short, we got pretty far. We worked out the technique straight away, and she got really far. But the MVPs of those two, Tom and Josie. Josie, super long, lanky yoga girl, so Tom's she's got super core. Tom, again, super lanky and strong.
+6 ape index.
+6 ape index, but super strong. Like, crazy strong. He's got one of those, there's a few people that have those vice-like grips that are just he's never coming off a thing. Tom's one of those guys. It's like, Tom, senseis like that. There's just some people that when they hold things, you just know they hold things.
Yeah.
They don't ever pop. They never just pop off. They just hold it. Yeah, pretty awesome. So yeah, those two got basically. He was leaning her out, and she was skimming the floor by maybe a couple of inches, man, 6 inches, and then he just yanked her up. It was awesome. So funny.
So who got MVP?
MVP of the day for that day, Spaceship Day. It's got to be. Let me think. Who's climbing? I think. Didn't Josie top out a lot? No.
That was on
Thingy Day. Sam Dehan got the white, man. He did get that white, but
it was off.
Was it worthy? He's injured. He's got tendonitis in his shoulder, so he's been a G with spotting at the minute. Absolutely.
I think you're right. On that day, it was fucking super hot.
It was so hot.
Big boys in our group had all just crushed the climb.
He's injured, and then
he turned around and went, get on it.
Yeah.
And he just.
And I think he did every climb on that wall. So he did the orange, he did the blue, and he did the white. And I think just being injured but keeping your shoes on and powering through that.
Look at, if people have a care, look at the block KGB.
Yeah.
Because I remember that block.
Yeah.
It was fucking
KGB.
Awesome.
It was amazing, and that white was a lot of fun.
Oh, it was cool.
It was really cool, man. A lot of fun.
MVP Dehan.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. There's no one else that's
stood out that day.
Stood out because it was such a sporadic day. Everyone went into their little group. So
man, I only did 3 barefooted climbs yesterday.
You only did 3?
3 yesterday.
Wow. Still, that's pretty good on my 0. maybe I'll jump onto that one day. It's just pretty. Your feet look insane.
Ah, fucking great.
Yeah.
So we had a pretty fucking awesome day. 95.2. Head back. Big boy barbecue.
Big boy barbecue.
And then in the morning.
Heavy night. A lot of people drank.
In the morning, we had a slow start.
Very slow.
And then meandered off to, I wish I remember the name of that fucking village.
Oh my gosh.
It's very, very
so
pretty.
We decided basically, we'd been doing a lot of climbing. We just needed a morning to help our hands heal. So we went and found a river next to a campsite and a little village. And this river was huge, like massive to swim in.
The place was called Lochant.
I was expecting like a little streamy thing for us to paddle about, but it's an actual full river. And we went just chilling in the park.
Balls deep.
Lots of grass there, and we all went jumping in the river and swam around. Did some diving. Did some. Our MVP of yesterday had a bit of an adventure on that day. He. Oh my god! So the water is really cold, and we're all jumping in having a proper laugh, and Plummy. Jesus, what the hell? Pulled out of the bag. Becky. So everyone was, and Becky. Jesus, Plummy and Becky.
Nuts.
So we're all jumping in, the lads getting dead rowdy and sort of jumping in, being dead boisterous, doing big splashes and everything. But as soon as hitting the water, being massive girls, like big pussies, and sort of just getting out of the water as quick as you can because it's freaking freezing. Plummy jumps in and she goes, "Oh, it's not that bad." Starts thinking. Becky jumps in. Does exactly the same. He's like, "Oh, this is actually quite nice." They swim across the river, and that river's at least
I said
50 metres long.
I said 80, looking at it from the bridge.
I'm thinking pool lengths.
No, I was thinking from the bridge perspective. When I didn't know.
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
Fair enough. I think it was probably about 50 there, 50 back.
With a current.
100 metre swim with a current, and it's freezing cold. And they just went and did it, came there and back. And then I was like, I've got a swim book, so I was like, shit, I've got to get this done. So I went in, and then Sam Dehan came as well. And Sam made the fatal error of topping out the other end. Should not have done that. So it's really cold. It wasn't fun to swim across, but I wanted to just get it done. And Sam was in the same mindset, just getting across it. But I just touched the other end and bombed it back, basically. And Sam topped out, found himself in someone's back garden. He had planned, basically, I think he wasn't enjoying the swim there. So he topped out and he planned going on the bridge all the way back. But where he topped out was just the massive back garden of someone's house. So he was basically stuck. Saw him wandering around there for a little bit. And then eventually he just had to swim back. But I think swimming back after that, with the current, he just did not enjoy it at all. So he got through it, but he just had a bit of a nerve.
I had my eyes on him on the last bit.
Yeah, me too, because he was swimming with one. He was paddling one hand forward.
I swam half the way of it, and my legs were fucking freezing still, and I just went, not worth it. It
Cold,
was fucking chilly, man.
Really chilly,
man. He threw up when he got back.
Yeah.
He got back on shore, on dry land. And when I had
just took himself aside for a little bit because he was just so adrenaline pumped out, wasn't he? Don't blame him, man. It was scary, man. Yeah, it was horrible.
So we had a beautiful little seaside adventure next to the river.
Yeah, lots of funny little. Played loads of kendama, ate some food.
I had a nap.
You had a nap?
A fucking power nap.
Some Germans were there with a slackline, so we jumped on their slackline, frisbees. What were we doing that they were looking at us weird? Yoga? Oh god, yeah. We were doing yoga though. We had a massive yoga session. Josie showed us all yoga. Did a big session. Yeah, to be fair, it was at least 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Stretch.
They were going it for longer, man. The girls.
Yeah, the girls were going at it, and all these Germans just looking at us, like staring intently. I was like, they're jealous of our group. Our group is having so much more fun. But we were doing something, and they were looking at us as if we were the strangest people.
It was when we were kissing each other?
Maybe that, yeah.
When I was whipping you?
Yeah, I think probably when you were whipping me with that thing. Who knows, man. Doing loads of cartwheels and handstands. I was at home, man. I love doing that stuff, just playing around on grass.
So we had a relaxing afternoon before heading to Le Elephant.
Yeah.
So we headed to Le Elephant about 4...
So this is another crag. Very sandy crag. And it's called Elephant, Le Elephant, because there's a massive freaking rock there that looks so much like an elephant.
Oh man, it is an elephant.
It's so much like an elephant. It's so... Dan, why are your hands in your pants?
Oh, God.
You're stroking your elephant?
It's the elephant.
Where's the elephant? It was just so cool. The only thing is, they've put up signs around it because I think it's such a sectioned rock that it can't be climbed now because people are pulling out chunks. I really
wanted to climb the elephant, but
the first time respected the sign in my life. It's such a precarious rock. Yeah. It's basically a tripod, isn't it? It's got like 3 feet and a massive boulder on it. And the cave under the feet is huge. Yeah, man. And so many people climb it. You can see it's just ripped apart. You can see the bits that have fallen off it, can't you? Because one side is just chipped away. So a little bit sad you can't climb it anymore, but it's so great to see.
Beautiful spot.
Yeah. So we moved on from that anyway.
Just another big boulder beach.
Yeah, it's just a big boulder beach, isn't it? Sand everywhere. We warmed up on some smaller stuff. And then I found my way over to you guys, and you were doing some bigger stuff. There's a beautiful 6A that was like a crack climby thing with a weird top out. That was awesome. And then there was a 5C sit start. I think it was a 5C. 5C sit start that went up this arete with these crazy chiseled holds, like massive, basically jugs, but they look like spades. Is the only way, like, do you know what I mean?
Juggy
like,
spades.
Almost like really big spades. It's hard to come up with a good name for it, but I'd say spades. And then to the right of that, I'm super happy. I think it's my highest grade outdoors so far, 6C. It's a big 6C, perfect suited for my climbing style. It's not your biggest
outdoor, it's your biggest font.
It's my biggest outdoors,
it's on 6C plus.
Which one?
Red Flash.
Red Flash is 6C plus, Dino. Okay. That's cool.
It's awesome. This is a static.
This is a static one, although it's a burly static one. It's a power static one, which suits me. It's shoulders basically. You start on a side pull, and a little 2-finger like golf ball slopey thing, but you're not really pulling on the 2 fingers. It's all about this side pull. You find yourself your feet, and you launch up your full span from the side pull, pretty much to a jug or a little crappy side pull. The jug's a little bit further, but I've got the reach for that, so I was working at getting that. Once you've stuck that, you just move your foot up, and then it's another blind jump to a huge crack. And I'm talking like the biggest jug you've ever been in. Your hand's is just going to fall down the side of it, get lost. You'll never see your hand again. The rock's just going to eat it, man. It's that big. It's huge. But the thing with that is that it's blind, so you only see it at the last minute. So all the videos that you see people do, they do it exactly the same way. They jump up, slightly miss it, then they midway through them falling back down. Only like this is all in microseconds. As they're sort of coming back down, they just adjust their hand and grab the jug bit. So the first time I tried that section, I completely just missed it and came off the wall. But then I worked it a few more times and just got it. And then the top out's just like a classic front top out. But that was an awesome thing to do and to have. So that was really cool.
Oh, so it was a really cool climb to watch. It's probably the second battle I've walked away from.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we talked about it before. It was like every now and then you just got to walk away.
You got to choose your battles. Yeah.
And
I think the footholds were just horrible. Didn't you kick the wall, basically?
No.
Oh, right. I thought you kicked the wall. What happened?
No. It's just how I was sat in the golf ball.
Right.
It tweaked my fingers.
Oh. Because you were going for that side pull thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's ripped. Yeah.
So it didn't pull any skin or anything. It's like inside 10. I've never felt anything like that in the entire time in the couple of years climbing.
Sorry, man. Yeah.
So
you said you felt your tendon basically down your palm, didn't you?
I've never felt it before like that feeling.
Yeah. So I assume that's the same feeling people warn you about on the fingerboard, isn't it? It's like that sort of where you can feel it go down your forearm.
So Sam Dean was there being a lovely gentleman and he just showed me some stretching. And it wasn't an injury, it was like, alright, so I'll come back. So but the thing is, like, speaking to Andy quite a bit, is like Font is not the type of place that you just pop into. Yeah. This is a lifetime.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm quite happy to walk away from some of the battles. But it's a climb.
Because it's awesome. They're staying there, innit?
Some of us didn't get it. Some people did. And the people that got it fucking looked awesome.
Yeah.
I did a bunch of climbs around it that were fucking cool. And I watched the boys pulling on the 7A next to it, which looked
oh my God, yeah.
heinous.
It's so clear, the distinctive groups now, isn't it? As in, like, the guys that can actually pull 7As or make proper moves on it.
We'd have to find something so specific for that grade.
Yeah, I think we are capable of the 7A, but
has to be
as you say, we have to find a perfect.
We haven't found a project.
No,
really.
No.
You had your spaceship yesterday, which was cool.
That was fun for me. Definitely.
As a project for a day, but we haven't really found this like big meaty thing that's
to come back
we've
next
got
year
quite similar style of climbing.
Yeah.
We
need to find our thing.
So that's when I really wanted to go find the cheese block.
Oh my god! I have completely forgot.
Basically, Martin Guru basically said to me.
That's the one he said.
That's to me and little Willie was like, "Go find Greer, the big cheese block.
Yeah,
it's fucking huge. It's like a big playground." And the man was right. It was absolutely fucking ludicrous. This absolute 8-meter Goliath.
It's huge.
Monolith.
It's like a massive triangle monolith that just comes out of the trees. It's slightly overhanging the entire way, slightly. And it's just the biggest fucking boulder you've ever seen. And you know what's beautiful about it? It's a fucking bonsai-looking tree growing out the right-hand side of it. It's so gorgeous. And the light hit, like, we were there We were there from maybe 4 onwards. No, 5, 6-ish onwards. So we were just getting sun setting, and it was just perfect. But basically, yeah, I'll let you carry on, man.
It was absolutely... No, it was huge.
It's just big, isn't it? As you're walking up, it's so intimidating. It's full of holds. Full of holds and holds.
But it obviously wasn't all that intimidating.
No, because...
Whatever made sense on that wall today.
Everyone sent it.
No, but it made sense that day.
It just did. We all fucking smashed it.
We looked at it. And you're the first one to send it.
We don't solo. We are not highball climbers in that sense, are we?
We've done pecs and we've done a 5-meter.
Yeah, I would say we've done relative highball, but when you see videos on Instagram of people doing what they like hashtag highball, we've not touched anything similar to that other than today.
So this is only 5A.
Yeah, very easy climb.
But nonetheless, it's 8 fucking meters high.
And that's the thing, isn't it? It's like people would top rope this easy. People
top rope 10 meters. People top rope 6 meters.
Yeah.
You know, it's a rational thing to
do. It's completely rational to do. Yeah. So we basically turn up. I have no intention of doing it. In terms of like really no intention. I'm not. When I see it, I'm like intimidated a little bit, but also not that intimidated because I'm like, well, I have no intent. I'm not going to do it, so why be scared of it? Do you know what I mean? And then as we go up, I see the start holds because so times, especially at pecs, man. You look. I don't know whether you get this as well. You look at pockets, and when I first started climbing outdoors, I'd see pockets at a distance. I'd get so excited because I'd be like, fucking big, dark, like you can't see the rock inside because it's shadow. And you're like, that must be a great handhold. But there's so many times I've mistrusted a pocket. They're either slopey or there's not places for your fingers. Pockets can often, very often, not be a good thing. Do you know what I mean? They often aren't a good handhold. So I was a little bit thinking, oh yeah, it's full of holds and full of holes, but a lot of them might just be these fake sort of pockets.
Some of them are.
Some of them are, but
you've got so much security on that wall to play.
Yeah, they are so big. A lot of them are so big. So yeah, we set up the pads. I have sort of no intention of doing it. Just sort of chill, put my shoes on, and think, right, I'm just going to go halfway, scope it out, and I sort of went with that intent of figuring out the first few moves for us to play on, and for us to sort of just to play on.
You were just in it.
So, and then I got locked in, basically. Did the first maybe 4 moves, and finding the holds was really easy for me. I was like, oh, this is there. I did do a lot of this sort of tapping, that's not a good one, moving, and I think I was talking to Ben, so, and basically I sent it, and I ended up doing it 2 other times, but both other times was nowhere near as clean or as smooth or as freeing or as like nice as that first time. I think the first time it was because it was all about the first half was all about that task of finding it for other people or just finding the good holds, and then the second half I've sort of forgotten about that, but it was still about finding the holes and just the very idea of having that sort of task of doing it, finding the good holds, tapping around, keeps your mind off the high ball, keeps your mind off everything, and you just flow through it and really just, the key word is flow. You just really just go straight up. But then I repeated it twice, and both times were about vanity, really, or just about repeating it. So the second time I did it, I heard Will's camera like going, and that took me out of it when I was at the top, and I had a little, when I say flake, I didn't panic loads, but I had a bit of a moment where I went for a hold that wasn't a jug that I thought was, and it was like, oh shit, and quick look down, oh no, and then I got up, and then the second time, I wanted to prove to myself that, like, oh, it's a piece of piss, and like I can do it. For some reason, I just wanted to do it again because I felt so shaky the second time, and I felt even shakier on the third time, because I think it was probably because there was more people because our mates turned up. I don't know what the reasons were, but that first time, we must have been in the right headspace. I just flew through it. So I did that, and then before I'd even gotten down, had Plum joined me, or no, you'd joined me. You'd done it before I even got back down to the bottom. And everyone just sent it. Just flew up. It was incredible, man. What were your thoughts on it?
Probably the best climb
you've ever done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. Just like the
beautiful
being
rock
in that headspace with these huge holds, being able to play in it, being this idea that this is what you've trained for. It makes sense. It's a bit fucking gnarly being that high up.
Yeah.
And a couple of moments, I think, take that deep breath. Yeah. Gather your thoughts. Stay strong, pull through.
Keep your arms straight.
Awesome.
That's like you go straight back to the basics, don't you? That you learned day one climbing.
The arms, you've been training on it for so long.
Yeah, straight arms, foot placement, foot swap. Keep looking, look for the good holds. Like so, yeah. I'm so happy. Everyone just smashed it. Little Will isn't a fan of high balls. He flew up it, and I remember just saying to him, like, just always look for the jugs. Like, don't touch anything that's not a jug. If you touch it, it's not a jug. Just keep feeling around because there'll be a jug there. Like, if you guys go, what's the wall called? The wall, sorry, the cheese block.
No, it's.
But if you type in font cheese block,
so the climb will come up.
La Dalla Polly. Anyway, Google that, guys, because you'll see the rock and you'll see how many holds there are.
It's fucking nuts.
It's such a phenomenal climb.
Like, I played with the traverse after it, which is I'm gonna go
7A.
back. That's something that is definitely
doable.
So I did the traverse, and then I've done the climb.
Yeah.
It's just I don't think I want to do that with everyone
there
as well.
Yeah, it was just quite intense, wasn't it?
I'd like it to be. It felt some of the things I've learned recently is like maybe on big climbs, on the little things where you're just fucking crushing one move, smash. On something that's quite long
and big, you want a select few that are there for you. They know it. There's no onlookers, no pressure or whispers.
Yeah, and whispers.
That's basically
people saying the right or wrong thing.
Yeah.
When you're doing what is essentially 16 meters of climbing.
Yeah.
In length.
Yeah.
Like an 8-meter traverse, then into an 8-meter fucking solo.
Yeah.
But there was an Insta famous woman there as well.
Yeah. So this is the funny thing is, we all do it and have a great time, and this doesn't diminish anything we've done, but we turn up. We've all finished topping out. We're just enjoying ourselves now, just messing around near the rock, all chatting and stuff. And then this woman turns up with 2 dogs. First of all, she goes, "Don't touch this dog, it bites," and then straps it to a tree. Then she comes. She's got one pad with her. She leaves it away from the wall, goes up to the wall, takes her shoes off, doesn't put any climbing shoes on.
Barefooted it, man.
Barefooted. The same climb we did. Just went up in her bare feet.
Man, after seeing that.
It was the most, and she didn't say anything other than this dog bites.
Her name was Sophia Rake.
Sophia Rake, so go follow her on Instagram.
She was awesome. She was just dead chilled.
So awesome.
Just a lovely little character.
A lovely moment, man. So she's Asian, and she started talking. Rich started talking to her because I think Rich just asked her, "How many are you local? How many times do you come here?" And they just sort of started talking to each other, like getting on. And I went up to Tom and I was like, "They're falling in love." So funny. They just really were getting on. Yeah, it was lovely.
So it was an awesome little day, and I think I'm a bit torn with MVP. Part of me wants to say Josie.
Oh my gosh.
Because
should we tell the story of
that?
She
tried the high ball.
Yeah.
And on the high ball, she took it to about 5 metres. And at the 5 metre point, it's
maybe a little higher.
It's not a crux, but you're in a stage where there's a lot of holds. And like you said before,
you've got to choose.
Deceptive.
Yeah.
So
if you touch one that doesn't feel good, that'll throw your head game off.
Which is what happened.
Yeah, it's exactly what happened. So
she tried, and she went up. She didn't set her
She
goals
said
to go
she
that
said
high.
to me before she goes as well. She was like, she was a bit dark, like she wasn't sure whether to try it or not. She said, I'm a messy climber. She's well aware of her own level. She's like, I'm messy. Sometimes just sort of thinking, but she was like, but I know if they're good holds, I'll be able to hang on them, and I know I'm strong, and I'll be able to do it. And I'm like, yeah. Like,
she broke her ankle last year, I think, in the hangar.
In the hangar.
On the slab.
Yeah.
And like, I think she's really battled back now, and she's back.
Yeah.
But I think today, between the yoga class and trying a fucking super gnarly high ball, I think to give it to my son because he set his goals on that.
Yeah,
he pushed it.
Yeah, and when you say your son, you mean Will, because Will also, I think, I don't really know.
He took a fall on an indoor sport climb where someone wasn't really belaying him properly.
Right.
So he's just been battling back over these
From
last few years. And
he's back.
So
he's back and he's bad.
A super gnarly 8 metre high ball.
The thing is, he's one of those people that has the vice grip as well. That they're just so strong, man. And you see it on the wall. His technique's amazing as well.
I'm putting it out there for Josie though.
Yeah. Josie gets it. He did amazing. Josie gets MVP. Congrats to that.
And now we're here. We've eaten all the leftover curry.
Yeah, we just.
Our bellies are full.
Yeah, bellies are full. Amazing
we're ready
day.
For.
Oh no! Wait.
We missed something.
Wait, of course we missed something. We went and did dim sum and chop suey. So we
got sensei.
So our sensei, our little Asian Lionel Richie.
I spotted these climbs for you about fucking 3 months ago.
So long ago.
We went to Elephant and I forgot we were there.
So long ago. Yeah. And so we went and found these. They're only 4s, are they? But they're really sketchy top outs, man.
The first one was fucking cool. The second one, so dim sum is fine.
Yeah.
The chop suey, spicy.
Spicy chop suey. Yeah. It was good though. So yeah, we did that. There was that one little side pull. It's like a V, and it's very sharp. So you sort of go into it and you stack your fingers, and it feels like it's just going to slice your fingers off. It's insane. But anyway, we had to push him to do those. And
didn't have to push him.
No.
He just fucking.
No, we didn't have to push it, but I mean, we had to go and get those done. Yeah. And he flew up those.
Of course.
And he obviously flew up them, but you could see he enjoyed it. The whole thing of going to find his climbs.
Sensei on this week had his glasses smashed by a French climber.
Oh my God,
Sensei! When he was swimming today, he also jumped into the river with his glasses on and then lost them. So when he was on top of these climbs, he couldn't see the top out.
He couldn't see the top out.
It was the sketchiest top out you've ever seen.
It was getting dark. It was getting dark, so we couldn't really see that either. He's had a mare with his glasses. Absolutely insane. Yeah. Anyway, so
this is it.
I think that's pretty much everything.
We're ready for our last 2 solid days of
we've got 2 more solid days. I can't wait, man.
It's going to be big.
Yeah, so our fingers are a little bit sore. We're going to do some finger care now. If you've got your stuff, I'd love to do some finger care. But let's leave it there, guys. Remember to stay cool, lick a rock, go outside, do an adventure, push yourself, go and do something amazing. Tell a friend about us. Like and subscribe us on YouTube and iTunes, Spotify, whatever you listen to. Follow me at Peter_Rick.
Me at Danko Winterburn.
And follow the podcast at BHPod on Instagram. That's BHPOD. And I hope you've all had a lovely evening and a lovely day.
Good night, God bless.
Whatever you're doing, take it easy.
Double dyno to micro crimper.